So Simon Cowell,
Yeah.
you did this British accent earlier. How was it? How was he?
What you talking about, bruv? What you talking about, bruv? I don't know how to do it.
Was
Bruv.
you nervous performing in front of Simon because
Who isn't?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an intimidating guy. He did some I probably can talk about this. It's been 5 years. If I get sued, like whatever. But like he like insulted me on TV, but like they cut it because it wasn't a good enough insult. He basically here, if I can remember this. So I sang my song, right? And then he's like, I like you a lot, Joseph. But like you kind of remind me of when I walk into a wine bar and there's someone singing that I don't care about. Like you're that person I don't care about. I was like,
Man.
that's like first of all just dumb. Like that's not even witty. I was like, I know.
How's that constructive? How's that even criticism?
Yeah, I know.
Like,
I was
apply.
Like, he usually comes up with those things like on the fly that are pretty funny. But
did everybody booing?
Everyone was like, I don't know. I thought I didn't do a good job because I was sick and I was so nervous that I kind of was like ready for him to say something really bad. But when he said that, I was like, that just doesn't make any. I don't know what you're trying to do here.
I
And then he said something.
I got that. Thank you for that advice. I know exactly what to do now.
Super good critique. I'm gonna go to a wine bar and make sure I'm that person you care about next time. I don't know. It's like, whatever, dude.
Yeah, I remember Howie mentioning something about you being nervous, you know?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was definitely pretty nervous. I dealt with intense stage fright for the longest time. I would say even now I still deal with it, but just it depends on what I do. Anything in Nashville, I get super nervous about because it's like the industry, you know? So anytime industry people are there, like even my own label or management, like I feel like I have to like prove that I'm like good enough for them. I'm like, you know, I want to show like, hey, you signed me and like I know what I'm doing. And so those end up being the ones I'm like way scared about.
Right.
But yeah, you just repetition. That's what I've always heard. You just got to keep doing the same thing over and over again until you're just like second nature about it. So,
yeah.
But
so Joseph, your latest single, "Down in My Heart," tell our listeners the story behind this song.
Yeah. So, funny story. So how I wrote this song. So you guys know Kobe, my best friend, we do a podcast together, but this is when we were pretty much first friends. This was probably last year in February. I had double booked myself. So I got up in the morning, I drove to Nashville, had a write with a friend that was more just like, it was kind of like a local, like we're buddies and like, we don't usually like schedule rides, but it was just like, hey, let's just write. So it was very chill. And then I'm in the right at about 10:20 in the morning. And then I get a call from Kobe. He's like, hey man, so like I'm at the writing room right now with Christian and like, you're not here. Like, what's up? I'm like, oh my gosh. And you know, this was like a label scheduled right. So I was like, bro, I have to like go. I mean, I could have bailed from Kobe's right, but I was like, I probably should go to Kobe's right. That was scheduled by Goatee. So like, I need to like do that. So anyway, I hop in my car from Nashville, go all the way to like 30 or 35 minutes away to Franklin, Tennessee. And I was kind of just not in a good mood that day. Like I really wasn't. I was like, I don't want to write a song today. I can't believe I drove 35 minutes to be here. And I kind of want to write a ballad. And I walk in and there's this beat like it's like an 80s beat. And I literally like almost threw up. I was like, I'm not doing this. Like I was so angry. I was like, like this is dumb. Like I don't want to write a fun song. Like I'm not in the mood for that. So I sit down in the right and they've already kind of gotten, you know, a vibe going. And the beat, I was just like, okay, like I don't know what this sounds like, you know, because it was a right designated for me. And I was just like, joy. And they thought that was kind of sick. I was like, that's the VBS song. I'm like, we're not doing that. That's weird. And they're like, no, like it's kind of a vibe though. I was like, okay. So then we chased that for a little bit and kind of just like the idea of taking this VBS song and modernizing it for like my generation, and making the verses really cool and the production hit. And yeah, I think really it's weird because when we first wrote it, I was trying to go for Christian radio, and the song has kind of taken on this like new meaning for me, where it's like, I just want people to experience like the everlasting joy that Jesus provides, you know? Yeah. And like we could wake up tomorrow with, like, I could wake up tomorrow with no voice to sing, no possessions, no roof over my head. But if I still have Jesus, like, I have a reason to be joyful and like get up in the morning, and like, you know, life still has meaning even without all those other things that the world like promises us, which ends up being like fleeting happiness. So it's like, it's a song that I sang a lot as a kid. And I mean, I screamed it out all the time, and it's like, okay, that's what the heart of this is. It's like, I've got joy down in my heart. Like, I've got this thing that can get me through the toughest of trials, because like, I know we're not living for the pleasures of this world. We're living for something like better. So that's kind of how the song came to be. But I always think it's kind of a funny story that right wasn't really supposed to happen. And I'm so glad it did, because, you know, if the song, it's good. The song